Joel was 29. He worked in a mid-sized accounting firm near the city center. He was quiet, reliable, and never looked for trouble. That Tuesday morning, he was running slightly behind. Not late, but close enough to make him walk fast. He got on the bus at the second stop. It was moderately crowded. He found a seat near the middle and set his bag on his lap. His coworker Derek was already on the bus, 2 rows ahead. He turned around when he saw Joel.
You nearly missed it.
I know. Alarm didn't go off properly.
Classic. Big review meeting today, by the way.
I know. I'm ready.
You always say that.
Because I always am.
Derek laughed and turned back around. Joel looked out the window and tried to settle his thoughts. 3 stops later, the bus filled up. People shuffled. Bags moved. Someone sat down next to Joel, then immediately stood up again at the next stop and got off quickly. Joel glanced down. On the seat beside him, a phone. Clean screen. No case. Unlocked. Joel picked it up and looked around quickly. The person who had been sitting next to him was already gone, swallowed by the crowd at the stop. He looked at the screen. It was still lit. The home screen showed a wallpaper. A sunset over open water, warm and quiet. Derek turned around again.
What is that?
Someone left it. They just got off.
Seriously? Is it unlocked?
Yes.
Check the contacts. Find a family member. Call them.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or just hand it to the driver.
I want to try the contacts first.
Joel pressed the home button. The screen came fully alive. He navigated carefully, just enough to find the phone app. Then the screen shifted slightly, and the gallery icon appeared at the bottom. A small number sat beneath it. 99 photos. Derek leaned over and saw it too.
99 photos. There might be a selfie. You could post it online. Found phone. Is this yours?
Post someone's photo online without their permission?
It's faster. People do it all the time.
Faster isn't always better.
An older woman sitting across the aisle, Ellen, had been listening quietly. She spoke gently.
There's usually an emergency contact in the settings, or try the recent calls.
That's a good idea. Thank you.
Joel went to recent calls. The top name read, Mom. He hesitated. Calling someone's mother felt serious. Then the phone buzzed in his hand. A message appeared on the screen. From a contact named Ruby. The preview read, Grace, where are you? Did you leave your phone on the bus? And that was the moment. Joel had a name. He had an unlocked phone. He had 99 photos sitting 1 tap away. He could open the gallery just to find a face, just to help identification, just to confirm ownership. That was the easy argument. It almost sounded reasonable. But Joel kept his thumb still. Derek spoke again.
Just open the photos. It's not snooping. You're trying to help.
Someone's photos are someone's photos. I don't need to see them to return this.
You're overthinking it.
Maybe, but I'd rather overthink this than regret it.
Ellen nodded slightly from across the aisle. Joel went back to the message from Ruby. He typed a reply, carefully, briefly.
Hi, Ruby. My name is Joel. I found this phone on the bus. I think it belongs to Grace. Can you ask her to call this number back?
He pressed send. 30 seconds passed. The phone rang. The screen showed Ruby calling. Joel answered.
Hello? Is this Joel?
Yes. I found this phone on the bus. The owner, Grace. Can she call me back on this number?
She's right here. I'm passing it to her now.
A brief shuffle. Then a different voice. Younger, slightly breathless.
Hello? Oh, thank God. Is my phone okay?
Yes, it's fine. I haven't opened anything. I found your name through a message.
Where are you right now?
Still on the bus. I'm getting off at Central Avenue in about 4 minutes.
I'm close. Can you wait at the stop? I'll run.
Of course. I'll be there.
He ended the call and looked at the phone in his hand. Derek was watching him.
You could have just handed it to the driver.
She's coming here. This is faster.
Fair enough. But you really didn't look at the photos?
No.
Not even curious?
Everyone is curious. That's not the point.
Then what is the point?
The point is what you do with it.
Joel got off at Central Avenue and stood near the shelter. The morning was cool. People walked past without slowing down. 2 minutes later, a young woman came around the corner, walking fast, almost jogging. She was in her mid-20s. Her jacket was half-zipped. She looked like someone who had left the house in a hurry. She spotted Joel and walked straight toward him.
Joel?
Yes. Are you Grace?
Yes. That's mine.
Joel held it out. She took it with both hands and checked the screen immediately. The way people do when they're looking for confirmation, not just the device.
Everything's here.
I didn't open anything. I found the phone, saw a message from Ruby on the preview, and replied through that.
Thank you. Really.
She looked at the gallery icon for a moment, then at him.
Did you look at my photos?
No.
You're sure?
I'm sure.
She looked at him for a second longer, like she was deciding whether to believe it. Then something in her face relaxed.
I have photos of my dad on here. He passed away 8 months ago. Those pictures, I don't have them anywhere else.
I'm sorry.
If someone had gone through them,
They didn't. And they won't.
Her eyes went a little glassy. She blinked it away quickly.
why didn't you just open it? Most people would have.
It wasn't mine to open.
That's it? That's the whole reason?
That's the whole reason.
She reached into her pocket.
Please let me give you something.
No. Please keep it.
I want to.
I know, but I'd rather you just set a password.
She laughed, short, surprised, a little wet at the edges.
I'll do that today.
Good.
She looked at him one more time before turning to leave.
Thank you, Joel. You didn't just return my phone. You kept something safe that I can never replace.
Take care of yourself.
She walked away. Joel stood at the stop for a moment. His meeting was in 40 minutes. He was still on time. But that wasn't what was sitting quietly in his chest. Joel arrived at the office with 10 minutes to spare. Derek was already at his desk and looked up when Joel walked in.
How did it go?
Fine. She came to the stop, got her phone back.
Happy ending.
Yes.
She check if you looked at anything?
She asked. I told her no.
And she believed you?
Eventually.
What was on the phone that made her so worried?
Photos of her dad. He died earlier this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Neither did I, until she told me. But that's the thing, isn't it? We never know what's on someone else's phone, what it means to them.
I would have opened it to find her name faster.
I know. Most people would.
Does that bother you?
No. But it's worth thinking about.
The meeting happened. The review went well. The day moved forward. That evening, Joel got a short message from the number he had replied to that morning. It was from Grace.
Phone is backed up. Password is set. Thank you again. I won't forget this.
Joel read it once, put his phone down, and made his dinner. No drama, no reward, just a quiet evening. And a conscience with nothing sitting uncomfortably inside it. A phone is just a device. But what's inside it? The photos, the messages, the memories that belongs entirely to one person. Privacy is a form of respect. And respect doesn't disappear just because no one is watching. When you find something that belongs to someone else, return it with the same care you would want for yourself. Because some things, like a father's last photos, can never be replaced. And the person who protects them without being asked is the kind of person the world quietly needs more of. If this story stayed with you, please like the video and subscribe to Jazzy English Stories. A new story is always waiting. See you there.